Regarding dedicated servers, you mentioned you would provide more information. Can you share updates on this? Did I mention this today? Because we don't have updates to share yet. I don't think I did mention. The only thing I mentioned about dead servers today are that they are not coming for consoles anytime soon. In terms of sharing updates down the line, we have stuff to talk about for dedicated servers because we keep acknowledging that they are much more broken than the main game. This is true. We know they are. And we also do feel like they have been put on the sidelines for too long now. Like some issues and how the game is broken on dedicated servers are, I wouldn't say unacceptable, but it's strange that so many glaring issues have been left alone for so long. For good reason. The fundamental problem we have right now, and let's be open about this, chat. Let's be open about this. Satisfactory is fucking huge. It was huge already back in update, 1, 2, sure, but then since update 3, and then 5, and then 8, and then 1.0, it has been growing bigger, and bigger, and bigger, and bigger. And then we hit consoles, which is a whole separate issue. It's grown in terms of game size, in terms of the amount of platforms, the amount of complexity. It's already a pretty complex game to just play and test. Playing a game being complex for players means it's also being complex for testers, because what testers do, yes, they play the games in very different ways when testing, in very intentional ways, but they are essentially still playing the game. They are playing the game and they are testing it within certain frameworks. And it is a very complex game. Now, the one thing that has grown very, very, very little together with the game size and platforms and everything else is the team size. We have some incredibly awesome and talented people working on Satisfactory, which the game, my words mean nothing. The game here speaks for itself. These people are fucking crazy good at what they do. But we don't have many more of them since the days of update 5 or 6, just the sheer amount of devs. And so having more avenues to work on and having more stuff needing maintenance just simply means that there are only so many people working on this game that can only spend so much time in certain aspects. That is the dead-on harsh truth as to why dedicated servers are feeling like such a low prio, because the cold hard truth, it is. It's a low prio only because something has to be low prio. Single player, the fundamental base single player game needs to work. That's obviously, the bread and butter. That's where everybody starts. That's where the entire foundation is built. Consoles have a very, we have learned this. I'll also be open about this. If Sony and MS, if they're pissed off, then I don't know, sue me. Sony and MS consoles in particular, I know nothing of Nintendo, but Sony and MS are very particular about games having to work on consoles. On Steam and Epic PC games, you can kind of get away a bit more loosely with games crashing because games on a PC ultimately do feel like applications. You have more avenues to explore crashes. You can open, software-wise, you can open your PC up very easily. In fact, you can explore the backend on your own. You can see detailed crash reports. You are much more restricted on consoles as to the what-hows of what's going on when a game crashes. So Sony and MS are very, very particular about the games needing to have strong meat on their bones before you ship anything. And so console maintenance for that reason and others is also high attendance. And honestly, we're already running out of devs at this point for who can take care of dedicated servers as their own particular baby. it can't be anyone's baby because there's just so much else to deal with. And flashback to the time the Sonic 3D devs linked the crash handler to the cheat menu so it passing a QA easier. Man. Just vibe coded, dude. Yeah, and then there is the issue of too many chefs in the kitchen. And we absolutely, right now, we have ads up for 2 new programmers on the site. We have, do we still have an ad for 3D artist? Because we hired a 3D artist very recently. We hired a new QA tester. So already right now, since November up until April this month, the team will finally grow by 6 people, which potentially is a massive growth. Because the dev team of like minus the management and HR and finance people, and honestly even minus us, me, Jason, and Linus, just the number of devs, the number of people seeing code, seeing Unreal Engine, seeing Blender, seeing exactly like the game, they number in the 20s, 25, 6, 7. So a 6 people count to 27 is a massive percentage increase. And it is also the largest jump we have made in dev count in a hot ass minute. So we will have more avenues. It's also for more reasons than to just have people take care of, say, dedicated servers as their baby. There might be some of it there, sure. I'm not entirely privy to the details of the programming hiring, especially. These people are being hired for reasons that we all know of, but then there also might be room to explore, getting more attention onto existing stuff, such as dead servers and others. So the team is growing. We obviously are very keen on hiring people who are passionate, who are very good at what they do. And then, to be fair, the vibe check is also a huge one at Coffee Stain. We're very, no one here is, anal about who they hang out with. They're not, but we like to keep a very particular atmosphere in terms of being able to come in, walk through our doors, and just know that you can be completely relaxed and you can be yourself doing your job. We need that atmosphere to stay. And processing a vibe check through interviews to make sure that stays with new people coming in is not as easy as one would think. In fact, maybe it's not even that easy to think. It is quite hard to nail that vibe. Thankfully, it has been kept and will keep on being kept. So hiring is hard. And of course, on top of the fact that there are so many awesome people to choose from, and then knowing who to take a bet on. So yeah, that's the huge, long and short of why dedicated servers, why we keep coming back to dedicated servers, feeling like no one has the time to look at them. That is why no one does have the time to look at them. That said, we have put aside time this year to finally bring concrete updates to dedicated servers. Maybe we will drop the ball on this. There are so many things going on behind these walls beyond 1.2 right now. Woo! So we'll see what curveballs we need to catch that do, again, have more prio, higher prio than dedicated server, because they just tie into the base game. But assuming our plans hold, we will be looking into dead servers a lot closer this year. So that is that question. I hope that's the, again, some questions just have like disappointing answers and truths. Hopefully that was not too bummy, chat. I'm sorry. Glasses back on.